Hello everyone. In this lecture, we are going to talk about the introductory aspects of big data. So earlier we covered the topic of data explosion, how data originated and how it exploded, which led to the birth of big data and the wide plethora of associated technologies, big data related technologies. Again, why we have a lot of data right now, and why do we need specialized technologies to process that data? So the key reason was the association between computers and telecommunication, because when you communicate through different entities, everyone migrated to internet, everyone was associated to internet, to that network, and side by side the hardware was also developing, the storage devices were also developing, so we stored a lot of data, right? The association between computational resources and the telecommunications network, the internet, it led to a boom of data. That is our data explosion. The key to data is our social media platforms. We have like billions of users who are on social media, and they're generating billions of bits of data every day. So it contributes to a lot of data. Whatever, if we're training the AI bots, if we are training chat bots, we're doing it on the basis of data which is present. Whatever chat logs are saved, on those chat logs, people are training their algorithms, they're making them learn, right? Machine learning is being implemented because data is present, and social media is a very great contributor of that data. And it also gives a lot of scope for other technologies as well. If you want to talk about that Sophia robot, right, first type of a robot, similar projects are also going on, and what they do is they need human behavioral type of data to analyze the behavior. They need to know how everyone is behaving, how humans are behaving, how they're generating data, what all is going on. So everything is being contributed by using social media in the current time. And second reason again is mass migration to digital technologies. Whatever you're using right now, everything is being migrated to the digital domain. We are going towards smart city, we are going towards smart electricity, we are going towards smart vehicles. Everything is becoming smart. That is our migration to digital era. Data is the new oil and information is the new asset. Yes, so data is a type of oil which you can mine over and over again. So once you have the data, you can apply data mining techniques to get out as much information as possible, and it basically depends on the level of technology which you have. If you don't have sophisticatedly capable technology, then you might not be able to get information out of the data. Supposedly, if you don't know about some associations which are present in the data, then how you would be able to take out that information? So data is a type of asset, and once you extract information out of it, it becomes an even greater asset. It is something which can be traded in the market. Hiding within those mounds of data is knowledge that could change the life of a patient or change the world. Because we are studying the data from the past 50 years hardly, but as we progress into time, if we are going to reach 2050, it will be 100 years of introduction of technology, right? A century when technology was introduced, and everything is going to change. Right now healthcare data is a very big source of data, and by analyzing the reports of patients, by analyzing the behavior of patients, what drugs are working, what is not working, all of that data is a very good potential source of learning new things, of having new knowledge. And that is why Stanford professor, I think, I don't know who he is, he's from Stanford, and he said this thing. The reason was the same: to change the world. Why detailed analysis was not possible before the big data era? So the big data era is very recent, hardly 1 or 2 decades. And the question arises, why we were not able to do it before this era? What were the challenges? So the first one was volume of data. We did not have as much volume of data as we have today, and today we have it in a momentum. A momentum is set up where a fixed amount of data is definitely being generated every day. And if you see the past log of 3-4 months after the COVID pandemic, the generation of digital data has multiplied many fold, many times it has multiplied. So the volume of data is consistent, it has picked up a pace, it has picked up a momentum. And what can break that momentum, if we go on this type of movement or a campaign to boycott social media, instantly there will be a fall in the volume of data which is being generated every day, because billions of users will go off, right? The volume of data which is present right now, present in today's time, it was not present before the big data era, so you were not able to analyze the data because you did not have the data. Second is granularity. Currently we can go to the very bits and patterns, associate different patterns out of it. Earlier, again, it was not streamlined, it was not stored in a definite pattern, or again technology was not built enough to analyze unstructured data or to analyze semi-structured data, which we will discuss in the next lecture. Third is computational resources. Again, we did not have enough resources to analyze our data or to mine our data or to implement different algorithms. Lack of algorithms was also a big issue, because at that point of time our goals were different. If you go back 1 decade, our goals toward computers were different. In the past 10 years, big data has emerged like anything. In the past 10 years, cloud computing has emerged like anything. Open standards and all of these things are emerging. If you go back like in the last 5 years or in the last 3 years, data science is emerging, right? It is booming. Deep learning is emerging. Machine learning has been there, but deep learning is gaining a lot of momentum, a lot of attention. So every time period has some focus areas. At that point of time, our focus area was not big data. Currently it is big data, because all of these challenges which were there beforehand, they are not present right now. So now we can analyze anything in a detailed manner by using big data based technologies. This term big data evolved around the 1990s and it gained momentum post 2000. Yes. So after 1990s, again it was conceived. Similarly, if you go to cloud, the term cloud or the idea behind cloud was given in 1960s itself. But to make it a reality, we came around 2000 and 2005. After that, it became a reality. Similarly, this term was evolved around 1990s and it gained momentum after the year 2000. And when did it reach the research scholars and the academic people? It reached us by the time, I would say, 2010. Around 2008, Google released a paper when they publicly declared that how they manage their data, because it is a search engine, they have a lot of data to manage. So when they disclosed what all they were doing, after that big data picked up a very good momentum. Big data era is described by rapidly expanding volumes of data far beyond what people imagined would ever occur. So 1 zettabyte is 1 billion terabytes. I want you to remember the scale which I gave you in the previous lecture also, the last slide. Just go through it once or twice or at least 3-4 times. Whenever you get the time, just click a picture on your phone and go through it, because these terminologies will be helpful. And now, because of this data which we have all over the world and the technology which can be used to analyze it, now we've seen a shift in the behavior of companies and the entire business domains. They are recording data, they are making data warehouses. So data warehouse is, for example, Walmart is there, right? So Walmart is selling every day some X amount of items. Supposedly all across the world they have 10,000 stores and they are selling around about 10 million products every day. So they have every day they have 10 million entries, right? Who bought what at what point of time, using what mode of payment, what was the quantity, what was the expiry date, what was the manufacturing date. So there can be a lot of data which is generated in one day only. And such big companies, be it Walmart or Amazon or Myntra or Flipkart, they have a lot of data which they're generating every day. So how are you going to store it? Then a bigger term in a way emerged. We call it a data warehouse. So a data warehouse can be one server or maybe a network of 10 servers. If you're just storing your data, historical data like past 10 years data or past 20 years data, and if you're storing it in one place, then we call it as data warehouse, right? So people who will go into big data, they will study that one particular subject. There will be a subject called data mining, where you will learn how to mine information out of data. जैसे कोयले की खदान में हम we mine for coal, right? So in data we are mining for information, and for that we use data mining algorithms. So that is one subject. On the other hand, you need to know कि आप डेटा को किस तरीके से स्टोर कर रहे हो in the longer run. I'm talking about the temporal constraints, 10 years, 20 years. Over there, we talk about data warehouses, which are used to store historical data. अब वो जो Walmart के पास अगर पिछले 20 साल का डेटा है, right, और वो रोज स्टोर कर रहा है, and they have a good mechanism to store data, very good mechanism. अपने आप streamline हो रहा है, filter हो रहा है data, and it is going back, it is being stored, minimum उसको attention चाहिए. Just try to imagine within a period of 10 to 15 years, they will be having a database worth 35 years of data, 35 years of analysis कि कौन से लोग किस मोहल्ले में रह के कितना सामान किस क्वांटिटी का किस प्रोडक्ट का, यू नो, एवरीथिंग कैन बी एनालाइज्ड. एंड ह्यूमन बिहेवियर इज़ वन थिंग जिसे बहुत डिटेल्ड तरीके से पढ़ा जा रहा है, एंड फॉर दैट यू नीड डेटा, एंड दैट इज़ गोइंग to become expensive. You know, definitely they're going to sell it or market it. It is a potential resource, it is an asset, a property type of a thing, right? So there is a shift in behavior of companies and businesses. They are accumulating a lot of data. Everyone is accumulating a lot of data. Everyone is trying to get a lot of followers and all of those things, because it is going to help in generating monetary, you know, benefits. Simultaneous development, creation and maturity of other technologies to store, manipulate and analyze data. See, on one side we are having a lot of data is being generated. On the other hand, there is a side by side development, simultaneous development. There is a creation and maturity of other technologies. On the other side, we are learning different other technologies as well. उन पे भी काम चल रहा है ना, रुका नहीं है. Just because big data and cloud has come into picture does not mean that other, you know, fields have taken a back seat. वहाँ पे भी constant development चल रहा है, which is assisting us in the development of big data. Data is not magic. It's a valuable raw material that can be refined and distilled into valuable specific insights. So insights are your predictions which you can make. Definitely they are going to be specific, because you're talking about granular aspects of data. You know, you're going narrow and deep, right? Valuable specific insights, yes, because there is going to be some value associated with it. So it is not magic, it is a type of raw material which is refined and distilled, meaning it is mined by using particular algorithms. जो भी आपके aims हैं, जो भी आपके motives हैं, according to your aims and motives, algorithms will be designed, and according to those algorithms you are going to get information which can be used the way you want. These insights are then converted to information that eventually creates knowledge. So once you start mining your data, you're going to get a lot of, you know, knowledge out of it, a lot of facts out of it. Yes, no, all of that, you know, matrices will be created. You need to make sense out of that knowledge, then only it is going to be of value. You know, if you can't convert, अगर आप zeros और ones को convert करके ये नहीं बोल रहे हो कि जिसने दूध लिया है that person is going to buy bread also, तो कोई point ही नहीं है, फिर आपने analysis किया ही क्यों? तो पूरा प्रोसेस चलता है. यू गोइंग टू लर्न अबाउट दी स्टेप्स ऑल्सो, कि पहले डेटा है, डेटा को आप थोड़ा सा प्रोसेस करो, फिर आप उसे थोड़ा सा एनालाइज करो, देन यू नो यू टुक आउट सम इन्फॉर्मेशन आउट ऑफ इट. फिर उस इन्फॉर्मेशन की सेंस कैसे बनानी है, बिकॉज व्हेन वी टॉकिंग अबाउट द ओनर ऑफ वॉलमार्ट और वी टॉकिंग अबाउट ओनर ऑफ अमेजन प्राइम, वो जीरोज और वंस को देख के नहीं समझ सकते हैं. दे नीड स्पेसिफिक चार्ट्स, राइट? बिग डेटा टेक्नोलॉजी के अंदर सारी चीज़ें इंक्लूड होती हैं. डेटा प्रिपरेशन से लेके, डेटा एनालिसिस से लेके, डेटा माइनिंग, डेटा की एल्गोरिथम कौन सी है, रिजल्ट कैसे आए, ग्राफ कैसे बनेंगे, उसको आप कैसे यू नो टैबुलर फॉर्म में डालोगे, पिक्टोरियल फॉर्म में डालोगे, वो पूरा प्रोसेस कवर होता है बिग डेटा टेक्नोलॉजीज़ के अंदर. सो let's read this. Big data is characterized by large volumes of different types of data. So it can be your social data, it can be your web-based data, it can be your transaction-based data that builds very quickly. It exceeds the reach of commonly used hardware environments and software tools to capture, manage and process in a timely manner for its users. एक बार मैं फिर बोल रही हूँ, मैंने पिछले वीडियो में भी बहुत बोली थी ये बात. बिग डेटा एक relative term है. So it is going to be relative with respect to the hardware you're concerned about. इस चीज़ को अपने दिमाग में हमेशा रखना. इफ़ यू हैव मेड अ क्लस्टर, अगर आप यूनिवर्सिटी के सर्वर रूम में 4 सिस्टम का क्लस्टर बना रहे हो, उस क्लस्टर के लिए 1000 टीवी हैंडल करना इज़ ओके, बट इफ़ यू गिव इट 10,000 टीवी एंड दैट क्लस्टर इज़ नॉट एबल टू हैंडल इट, सो इट बिकम्स बिग डेटा. सिंपल एज दैट. उसी में 2 सिस्टम और जोड़ दोगे तो वो बिग डेटा नहीं रहेगा. इट इज़ अ रिलेटिव टर्म, और किसी भी पॉइंट पे उस टाइम और स्पेस के विद रिस्पेक्ट टू अगर आप कंस्ट्रेंड हो तो हम उस अमाउंट ऑफ डेटा को बिग डेटा बोल देते हैं, राइट. जस्ट गो ये बेसिक अपने दिमाग में क्लियर रखना. इफ़ यू आर आस्क्ड अबाउट क्वेश्चंस आल्सो रिलेटेड टू बिग डेटा, यू नीड टू नो दिस वेरी फंडामेंटल थिंग. मोस्टली लोग बोल देते हैं कि बहुत ज़्यादा अमाउंट ऑफ डेटा को बिग डेटा बोलते हैं. बस अरे कोई तो मेजरमेंट का स्केल होगा. सो स्केल इज़ नॉट देयर, स्केल इज़ रिलेटिव to the hardware which you have. How big is big data? So that is also one question. Around 285,000 tweets are there in every second via Twitter. Facebook is giving 350 GB of data. Individuals and organizations are launching so and so websites. Google is processing 2 million search queries, right, in a day, I think. More than 100 million emails are generated within a day. 72 hours of new video is uploaded on YouTube. I think every minute is uploaded. Walmart processes 15,000 transactions per minute. Sprint processes more than 300,000 phone calls. Just visualize the scale. It is going at a very, very grand scale, the data generation. Again, 2.9 million number of emails are sent every second. 375 megabytes of data is consumed by households each day. And I think today's date in India especially, it must be 20 GB or 2 GB consumed by households every day. 20 hours of video is uploaded to YouTube every minute. 20 hours. 24 petabytes of data is processed by Google per day. And it is just a search engine, and still it is, processing such a huge amount of data and generating a lot of data also. 50 million tweets per day, 50 million. And all of this is being recorded every day, consistently, year after year. 700 billion minutes spent on Facebook each month. 1.3 exabytes and 72 whatever. Just go through this. This is just to make you understand the scale, which is huge. What are the main sources of big data? So images, definitely a lot of people are we all put images on Facebook, Instagram, and all of those social media websites. So images are a big contributor of big data. Media is a big contributor, right? Databases, definitely. Locations, whenever your GPS is on, if an entry is made to your Google location services, if your location services is getting access to your data, it is being stored somewhere. If your Arogya Setu app is clicking and checking your location every 30 minutes, it is storing that location at some database. Email generates a lot of data. Clickstream, yes, if I'm clicking on Google, searching one thing and following like 5 different sites, it will be logged, it will be recorded कि किस pattern में कितनी site को access किया, कितने minute के लिए किया. Everything is recorded. Social network, again, HTML and sensors. Sensor एक अलग domain आ गया है with respect to Internet of Things. अब हम क्या बात कर रहे हैं? Earlier we were talking about laptops and again computational resources जो large scale पे थे. जब से cloud आया तो हमारा migration हो गया smaller devices पे, phone पे, tablets पे. नॉर्मल PDAs जो सिर्फ और सिर्फ यूज़र इंटरेक्शन कर दें, सिर्फ मुझे इतना कंट्रोल दे दें कि हाँ करना है कि नहीं करना है, डिस्प्ले दिखा दें कि जो यूज़र है वो देख ले, समझ ले और अपना हाँ ना जो उसे कराना है वो जवाब दे दे. सिर्फ इतना ही काम रखो आप, हैंड हेल्ड डिवाइस है उसका. तो हम छोटे 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 कम्पैक्ट होते गए, तो सिस्टम्स की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ रही, आप फ़ोन पे सब कुछ कर सकते हो, राइट. उसी का एक स्टेप हम आगे चले गए. हमने बात की कि अगर हम और छोटा चले जाएँ, अगर हम सेंसर्स के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू तक चले गए, तो कैन आई मेक द लाइट्स इन माई रूम, कैन आई मेक दम स्मार्ट इन द सेंस कि मैं रूम में एंटर करूँ ऑन हो जाए, मैं रूम से बाहर जाऊँ ऑफ हो जाए. वो जो एक थॉट प्रोसेस था, वो जो आइडियाज़ थे, दे गेव बर्थ टू अ न्यू फील्ड ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी विच वी कॉल एज इंटरनेट ऑफ थिंग्स, जहाँ पे हम छोटी छोटी चीज़ों को, छोटे छोटे थिंग्स को एम्बेड कर देते हैं, उसमें छोटा सा कोई सर्किट लगा देंगे, छोटा सा माइक्रो प्रोसेसर लगा देंगे कि वो बस इनपुट आउटपुट ले ले, हमें सेंस करके बता दे कि क्या हो रहा है, इतना ही काम है उसका। जब वो छोटे छोटे सेंसर्स कनेक्ट होंगे, दे आर गोइंग टू सेंस देयर एनवायरनमेंट एंड जनरेट डेटा। अगेन कितना सारा डेटा जनरेट हो रहा है, एंड अ नेटवर्क ऑफ दोज थिंग्स इज कॉल्ड एज इंटरनेट ऑफ थिंग्स। इफ़ आई मेक माई होम स्मार्ट, मैं अगर गेट पे और अपनी जो टंकी है ऊपर पानी की, उसमें मैं सेंसर लगा रही हूँ कि जैसे ही ओवरफ्लो तो मेरे फ़ोन पे मैसेज आ जाए, सो दैट आई प्रेस दी बटन और मोटर को मैंने सर्किट में कनेक्ट कर रखा है वो ऑफ हो जाए। वो डेटा जनरेट हो रहा है ना ऑल द टाइम, वो कूड़े में नहीं जा रहा है, इट इज़ बीइंग स्टोर्ड समवेयर, और उसको यूज़ कौन करेगा, कब करेगा, वी डोंट हैव कंट्रोल ओवर दैट, बट द डेटा इज़ बीइंग जनरेटेड। तो जो इंटरनेट ऑफ थिंग्स का एक नया डायमेंशन जुड़ गया है इन आवर लाइव्स, दैट इज़ जनरेटिंग अ लॉट ऑफ डेटा। Sources of big data, so we have media based sources, we have social sources, machine based sources, and historical sources. Historical, the data with respect to weather is also very huge. Traffic related data, census data is also very huge, right? If you talk about rocket launching and all of that data is very very big in size. So all of these are sources of data. Just go through this, I will share the PPT also. Thank you.